Greetings, gamers! Welcome to part number 16 of my Let's Play Fire Emblem 4 Genealogy of the Holy War. And in today's episode, I thought I would begin with Sylvia visiting this village and getting the Armor Slayer.
We can't thank you enough for helping us. This here sword the best we can do. It's an unusual sword, isn't it? They call it an armor slayer. In the right hands, it'll cleave right through the thickest armor. If your hands aren't the right hands, though, maybe it can make you a quick buck at a pawn shop in town.
That's pretty much exactly what I'm going to be doing with it, is giving it away and making a quick buck with it. So, the importance of Sylvia having so much gold, because she's going to be getting another 10,000 from the two villages I have left to visit with her. So she'll be at 42,000 plus the amount that I'll get from the finish of this chapter, which I think she'll have 3,000 more upon the start of the next chapter, so she'll have about 45,000. The reason why you want so much is because she makes incredible use of the movement rings in this game. And the problem with that is they are both extremely expensive. So this is like the best opportunity Sylvia has to immediately gain a bunch of gold. Otherwise, you're kind of out of luck because she's not good at Arena. She never will be good at Arena. And even if she was decent at Arena, which she's not, she starts by an absolute load of villages that pretty much are basically just hers or Lewin's. The thing with Lewin is that not only does he not need gold, he is like the direct example of a unit who never would need gold. Because holy weapons, though extremely expensive in this game to repair, extremely expensive, it's 1,000 per use. The issue is that if you can fly through the arena like Lewin can, pretty much every single arena, you are swimming in gold. That's just a fact of this game. If you can fly through the arena, you are a candidate for swimming in gold. I'm gonna go ahead and put him here. Might seem kind of weird, but I don't think Aaron attacks him. Alright. So I do have to be very careful and mindful of the ballista here. But also, I'm kind of thinking about putting... Yeah, I'm thinking about putting Lex here. Because then Lex will just finish off all of these units. Let alone the fact that he's nowhere near the sleep staff user, so that's pretty good. And I think that means, yeah, right here. I could put Quan and Finn right next to each, or not Quan and Finn. Lex and Finn right here, because I want to put Lex here. But the problem is they would just go after Finn. Finn is the weaker unit, he has the weaker weapon, so on and so forth. So I think the best option here is to just equip the Brave Axe and brace for impact. The rest of my units just need to move over here and get ready. Oh yeah, Finn is not even in combat position right now. He will be next turn, I believe. I actually think he'll be able to take over the position of Lex, which would be great, because then Finn could get, with the Brave Lance, a bunch of KOs on the sword calves that are over there. The rest of my units, of course, need to be moved, except for these two. I think they're fine where they're at. Ideen can go right there. And I think if I just move up my units as best as I can and prepare them for the upcoming turns, I think everything's going to be fine. Yeah, so Arden was able to make it through, I think two extra fights. One extra fight, yeah, because he was at rank 4 in the arena. It didn't really help him that much, but the reason why is because he only has like a slim sword. It's not that ridiculous that he's not able to take on the arena right now, but it's okay. I'm not really worried about it because Arden is not a unit that I need to get levels or experience points in the arena. It's helpful. You know, every unit having experience in the arena is helpful, just not necessary. And Rakesis can enter and fight in the arena. So I don't know that this is going to be all that much better of a fight than it was before. Yeah, I didn't think so. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to guard. So that Rakesis will get enough HP. Now, she was taken from 26 to 8, so that means that he is doing 18 damage to her. So what I would want is for her to be around like 19 or 20 health, and then she can just blow through this arena. That's the cool thing about Miracle, is that you can use it to your advantage in those kinds of situations to basically just get yourself through the arena regardless. Beowulf can come join the party too. He is not a mainstay unit of pretty much any of my teams, but he is useful to have for some extra chip damage for the time being. He's obviously better, like I've said before, he's obviously better than somebody like Alec. I have thought many times about how I would prefer to have Alec replaced concerning the whole pairing situation, because I usually have Alec paired with a certain unit I'm recruiting a little bit later from this point. And I would like Beowulf to pair with her, but the issue is that he doesn't. So it's basically either Alec or Noish in that situation. And though Noish has fun skills, Alec has better skills for the pairing. Specifically, one in particular that just really helps with her survivability. Yeah, Lex is two-shotting. This is perfect. I believe that's a level 20 Lex. HP, strength, skill, speed, luck, defense. Wow, almost a perfect level up for the man. That's pretty great, in fact. And then he's just gonna finish off this whole crew, except for the 2 range. Unless the guy decides he doesn't want to use the javelin. I've seen that happen before. It actually depends, because if Lex takes another hit, I think he dies to the Duke Knight in close combat. So this is not great. Ah, Lex's Vantage is proccing, of course. Nice. Yeah, there's no way he's dying to a javelin. All right. So, with that turn finished, the enemy phase done. Yeah, Rakesis is healing exactly how much HP? 5. So she'll actually be able to get exactly to where I want her to be in order to win the arena fight. Eflin is way out of position right now. I want to say Quan can do a little bit of chip damage here. That's perfect. That's actually incredibly perfect. All right. Now Lex can finish him off. That's going to be pretty fantastic. 100 hit, 2 hits before the guy even gets a single strike. Perfect. And there we go. Lex is not only ready to promote, he is looking fantastic. The problem is you can't promote unless you're in the main castle, so not even the side castles. And that just means that he's basically not going to be promoted the rest of this chapter. And the reason why that is well, pretty simple. He needs to be on the front line. I need units over here attacking. All right, so it is safe for her to heal here. Awesome. So the sword calves, I don't think they're doing that much damage to Finn. So if he could stand, and he can stand in the same position, I think he will be fine, especially because I'm obviously going to give him the Sigurd support. So he should be more than fine, at least to the best of my knowledge here. And then I'm just going to move up everybody else, get prepared for the upcoming turns. Deidre can go right here. I need her to actually be as close as possible for a multitude of reasons. And then Ethlyn, you're way back here. I need her up front for her healing, of course. Azel, taking his sweet old time in that area. Sylvia can go ahead and visit the village.
Psst! Want to hear something saucy? You know how Lord Eldigan has a little sister, right? Well, looking at them, wouldn't you say there's more to it than that? If you know what I mean. I love me a little bit of gossip. I've better things to do than run my mouth, you say? Fine, then.
Yeah, give me 5,000 gold, that's better than running your mouth. Alright, so, yeah, Lewin passed through the arena so easily, it was actually kind of grossly insane. But he typically does. I mean, with Adept Critical, the fact that he's using the best basic tomes in the game, which is Wind, he's just bound to be A-okay. Now, Aaron's group here, Aaron's squad, they're all going to come down here and fight with Lewin. I think he's going to be perfectly fine. They're all using, like, javelins and such. And then I think the end of my turn is here. So I'm going to just move on. It's actually kind of funny because in this game, I don't think enemies use weapon usage. And if they do, Ballista definitely don't. I'm going to have to check this next turn. I know Ballista don't. So those Ballista will attack you forever and a day. Which is unfortunate because you don't get any experience points for them. They're all such low level that you just wouldn't get any experience from their little chip damage and whatnot that they're doing against you. And then battling them isn't really that great either. You can take some out. It's actually probably a good idea if you have the opportunity to. It's not really likely on this map. There's only one that you can reach with a 2-range unit. Alright, so Finn is doubling. If he didn't double there, this would have been kind of waste. But this is fine. It's another reason why I love the speed ring on Finn. Not necessarily something I want to keep on him, mind you. There are better users of it later on in this particular generation, especially to inherit to others. Finn doesn't need it so much when he joins in the second generation, especially if you have promoted him. If you have a promoted Finn with the Silver Lance, he is more than fine. Even without the Brave Lance, especially because the Brave Lance is just better used for later on in the first generation. Spoiler alert, if it's not been already spoiled. You lose Finn, Quan, and Ethlyn, and it's relatively soon. And because of this, you have to prepare them as soon as you possibly can with levels, experience points, items, so on and so forth. And you have to be careful not to keep certain items on them that you don't want. And because there's still a couple of chapters after the leaving of good old Finn, Quan, and Ethlyn, if you want to use any weapon like the Brave Lance to get it more critical, get it closer to critical, more kills and whatnot, you have to do that by taking it off of good old Finn and giving it to somebody else. It's unfortunate, but really it's not that big of a deal, especially because the unit that I typically give it to is way better benefited by the Brave Lance, because she's just not really all that strong or good as a combative unit. Now Finn is actually getting there. He's going to be promoted before he leaves next chapter, which is going to be nice. That's exactly what I want. I'm very well looking forward to that. Now, do have to be careful about this guy, but the cool thing is that right outside of his range, I'm capable of putting in some units here to basically deal with all of these sword users and the mages and whatnot. And you definitely want to do that as soon as you possibly can. It would be nice if Eflin was a bit closer because I do need healing with the lady, but what can you do? Lex. I think Quan and Sigurd are the best choices for fighting all of these enemies here, especially because they can both use the javelin, which would be good for dealing with the mages. I actually don't know if I want them to wield the javelin though, just because it's so bad. Basically all there is to it, it's just bad. Alright, so this is a little bit of a gamble here. I'm putting Ideen in the way of being able to be hit, I think. Yeah, by 2 particular ballista. I don't like that, but it's just going to have to happen. What I think I'm going to do is put Deidre over here as well to be hit. And again, this is not something I necessarily want. I don't want either of them to be hit, but you know, it's just what's got to happen sometimes. All right, so equip Silver Lance. And of course, I'm going to finish off this commander with Finn. More experience points, the better. And move up the rest of my units. Prepare for the upcoming turns. Madeira and Ideen can sit and take a little bit of a gander at one another for a while. The rest of my units do need to move forward because I do need follow-up. Because that's the problem here, is that I'm going to need a lot of follow-up. Lewin. Sylvia is going to go ahead and reach her last village. I am going to be moving Sylvia up to deal with helping Azel get out of the forest, hopefully, and as well as Rakessus. So there's that.
Anthony's Lord Macbeth is the foulest, most gold-obsessed man there is. He does nothing but torment us for his own profit. I wish I could kill him with my bare hands.
That's interesting take. Arden, Rakessus. I think Rakessus, she has 11 HP, so it's going to be 2 more turns. Once 2 more turns passes, she's going to be able to blast through this arena. And it's going to be pretty easy, right? Alright, Macaulay Phase. I'm not surprised that he's going after Sigurd, but I actually think that if any of them were to attack Quan and Quan doesn't adept here, it's just going to end up being a roadblock. Now this is why I was thinking about equipping the javelin, but it's okay. As long as no one blocks Sigurd's way, he can take out most of these sword knights here, or myrmidons, and then I'm going to go ahead and use the rest of my units to kind of mop up this little area, scoot back a little bit. Everybody has to be behind Sigurd and Quan's line, and the reason why is because anybody who moves past that's going to get slept. Yeah, Deidre is taking a pretty decent amount of hits here. Yeah, this is unfortunate. I was hoping that more of these units would decide to attack other of my units. It looks like all 5 of them are going to go after her. So she has to dodge 1 more. Yeah, Yeah, I didn't think she was going to. Unfortunately, this is going to have to be a reset. I will be right back. All right, so back in action. Yeah, only 2 can strike at Deidre now. It's very. I think I want to say that the reason why that these ballista are targeting Deidre and only her was specifically because if she's KO'd, she's captured and taken to the nearest castle. This still does count as a death in your rankings, so do be careful of that. But it's something very unique with her. She basically has plot armor. For the chapters that she is playable, she cannot die. And the reason why is because she needs to be there specifically for certain of the plot to take place. It's pretty obvious that that's the case as well. Just one more turn and Rakesis will be ready. So yeah, this is not as deleterious as you would immediately think anymore. I think this is going to be fine. First and foremost, I'm going to go ahead and attack with the steel bow. Get you out of the way. Perfect. Now I'm going to move you back. Very nice. All right. Ethlyn is not yet capable of healing anyone of note. I mean, she can heal Ideen, I guess. Deidre wasn't hit, which is nice. Alright. Who will you attack? I don't know if 13 defense, 33, so he's doing 20 times 2. Not enough, but that would be a fair bit of damage. I think I'm going to go ahead and fight with Sigurd here. I'm going to take out this swordsman. The Myrmidons are important to take out. They're not a threat to either Sigurd or Quan, but they would be a threat to other of my units, so. And then I can take out you? Not quite. Only 19 times 2. So of course this is part of what I have these units for. I'm obviously not going to... Alright, so 1 is finished. That's unfortunate. I'm obviously not going to take out units, or I'm not going to do the chip damage with Finn and Lex. I want to do the KOs with them. So, not really enough. So, he needs to be doing 1 more damage, and this would actually be perfect. Which means I'm going to end up having to attack him with 2 separate units, which is fine, but not great. Noise showing his worth and value here. Not much, let me put it that way. Six damage. I think this is fine. And then, of course, Lex will be able to finish him off. And with that, we'll have just a little bit less to deal with over here. This knight isn't really that big of a deal. He's just in the way and has a lot of HP, so I thought prioritizing him would be a good idea. The mages are obviously important to prioritize, but Quan might actually one-shot the mage, and he does. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Perfect. Going to move you back and give you the javelin. Hopefully provoking other people to attack. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Hopefully provoking other people to attack Sigurd. That would be very nice. And Minus 10. And these guys don't have a lot of hit, which is good, but also not good at the same time, because either way, there's a good chance that my strategy is just going to have a little bit of an issue. There is a way to get around this. I could just KO Clement with, for instance, like Quan, Finn, and Sigurd before he even gets to do anything, but either way, it's still going to be a pain.
Hey, thanks for saving us. I want you to have this. One of my favorite things. It's a pretty little bracelet, huh? Wear it at the shops, and the nice man there will be happy to give you a discount.
Yeah, so you get the bargain band. The bargain band gives you the bargain skill. The user gets a 50% discount at castle shops. This is all castle shops. This is both the armory, the pawn shop, and the blacksmith, everything of that nature. So basically this doubles Azel's gold. He basically has 62,000 gold. In this game, you max out at 50,000 gold. If you earn any more than that, it's lost. It's just gone. It's disappeared. That's not great, to put it mildly. But he kind of needs it, and the reason why he kind of needs it is because of his pairing with Rakusis. She is quite the expensive lady. She needs all the help she can get concerning experience points as well as other things of that nature, so it's actually a very good pairing. He also will be able to afford the Paragon Band pretty much instantaneously, which is pretty great. I'm really thinking about allowing him to have that this chapter. The only problem with that is I really don't think he's going to finish anything. He's not going to finish the arena. It's just not really possible. Not really likely, I should say. Not that it's not possible. Alright, so if the mages decide to attack Quan is likely going to die here. And the good old reason why that is because he just doesn't have a lot of avoid. Yeah, he has to dodge the other. Not great. Yeah, it's time to reset then. Alright, resuming this fight. It looks like Quan should be fine here. I did get to heal him. Ideen is now being attacked, which is kind of weird. They keep changing up who they're attacking, the ballista, and I mean, it's okay, but not great either way. Aaron's squad takes forever and a day to reach Evans, and there's good reason for that. If you're not prepared for them, you could be blindsided, and they will capture Evans. All right, so it is time to finish off the rest of Macalee's units here. I think that means I'm gonna go ahead and just. Ideen didn't get hit, did she? No. That's pretty great, actually. I'll heal up Ira. Madeir did get hit, but that's not really that big a deal, honestly. I think I need to finish off one of these guys. I'm going to finish off the other two with Lex and Finn, pretty obviously. Quan can take this, I suppose. Sigurd is in no rush of being leveled up. He's got plenty of time. Whereas Quan, he is in a rush. Let's go ahead and move right there. And then Finn can strike. Yeah, I think it's better for you to attack here. Doesn't particularly matter, but either way. Perfect. All right, so again, the idea here would be to... I kind of wish I could unequip the aura. So if I would have thought about this prior, it actually would have been great to unequip the aura. Basically put it in her convoy, her supply. The problem is then she can't really attack until you have seized this castle. That's not a bad idea, though. That's actually a really... I never thought about this before. That would be pretty darn genius, because then she wouldn't be weighed down, and her avoid alongside Sigurd would make it such that it would be pretty likely she would avoid. I have a lot of units that need healing right now. Luckily, I have 2 healers, so that's pretty good. Ethlin can sit right here. This will be perfect. I think Midir... I almost want to put Midir upward. Yeah, so Deidre has to go here in order for my strategy to work. And then Midir, Beowulf, Rakesis. It is time for you to enter and go to the arena, finally. I don't think it's possible for her to lose this fight now, as, yeah, he has 71. She's gonna be brought down low enough that, yeah, it is now impossible for her to be hit. Perfect. All the experience points gains on Rakesis possible, please. Level 4. Buchanan the Myrmidon with the Steel Sword. This one could potentially be another roadblock, but Miracle can be cheesed. I say that, but I actually think she's perfectly fine now too. Nice. Perfect. Another bit of experience points for Rakesis is always wonderful. I love this unit, but I hate the grind for her because she's just such a low level. How much is he doing? 30, so 22. That's not enough. Yeah. So she has to get to, what, 25 HP? Technically she'll be at 26. So she'll have a 4 miracle. That's not perfect. So 11 minus 4 is 7, right? So he would still have a 1% chance to hit. That's not actually that great for him. So I think she's going to be fine. So it's just going to be until she has 26 HP, and then she can beat that arena fight too. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Sigurd, Noish. It looks like everybody is done though. And the Nordions have just stayed there. That's actually kind of weird. They don't typically do that at all. Yeah, so this is actually a little bit of a failure on my part. Not because she got killed here, but because I wanted to move her forward. So it looks like I'm going to have to reset for this as well. All right, let us hope and pray that good old Deidre can actually avoid. She needs to dodge a lot of hits here, and that's kind of a sad shame, but there's really nothing I can do about it otherwise. I guess that's not true. I could bring her to a miracle percentage. Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. I think I'm going to do that. All right, so cool. This is awesome. Deidre is at a point of HP right now where once she gets hit, she's going to be put down to a low enough miracle that I don't think any of the others are going to hit, which is nice. That's exactly what I wanted for this particular scenario. I think, though, it is about that time of episode where I leave off and bid you a farewell. I want to thank you for joining me. If you like my content, please upvote and follow, or like and subscribe depending on your platform. Leave a comment down below, and while you're at it, have a great and glorious day gaming.